Hello everybody and welcome to a new edition of our program Syria Insider Weekly. Last week Syria witnessed many political and military achievements in addition to several cultural and artistic activities. Today we are going to shed light on some of them. Al-Muallim says that liberating Idlib from terrorism is priority whether via reconciliation or military action. Senator Black visits our country and says that Syria has right to get all its lands back and live in peace. Syrians express joy as Syrian army convoy passes across streets heading to Idlib. International Education Forum held at Damaros Hotel in Damascus. Reception at Embassy of Arab Republic of Egypt to welcome Egyptian delegation. Impression of foreign journalists visiting Syria about Damascus International Fair. 60th edition of Damascus International Fair is being held at International Fairground City, and Syrian cuisine is very rich with its many varied and delicious dishes. More details after a short break. Stay tuned. In an interview given to Russia Today TV channel, Deputy Prime Minister, Foreign and Expatriates Minister Walid al-Muallim said that liberating Idlib from terrorism is a priority, whether this is done via reconciliation, which the Syrian government prefers, or via military action, adding that the international community must acknowledge that Idlib is Syrian territory, and thus it is the duty of the Syrian state to reclaim all its lands, and others have no right to prevent that. Adding that Jabhat al-Nusra is a terror organization as acknowledged by Security Council resolutions, and Syria and its friends agree that it is necessary to liberate the city. The minister said that the reconstruction process has begun with efforts and funding by the Syrian government, noting that this process needs foreign expertise and funding which are available in friendly countries like Russia, Iran, India, Malaysia, China and Brazil. He reiterated the Syrian government's invitation to displaced Syrians to return to their homeland, saying that this return is welcomed and desired as it will benefit both the displaced and Syria, since the government wants them to be part of the reconstruction programs. Let's watch.
أولاً يجب أن يقر المجتمع الدولي بأن محافظة إدلب هي أرض سورية، ومن واجب الدولة السورية استعادة أراضيها كاملة، ولا يحق للآخرين أن يمنعوا ذلك. ثانياً، نحن وعلى لسان الرئيس بشار الأسد أعلن أن الأولوية الآن لتحرير إدلب، إما عبر المصالحات وهو ما نفضله، أو بالعمل العسكري. ثالثاً، واضح أن جبهة النصرة وهي الفصيل المهيمن في إدلب مدرجة على لوائح الإرهاب بموجب قرارات مجلس الأمن. إذن هناك إجماع سوري، إجماع بين سوريا وأصدقائها على ضرورة تحرير إدلب، إما عبر المصالحات أو من خلال العمل العسكري. نحن لتجنيب المدنيين مخاطر العمل العسكري فتحنا معبر إنساني من مطار أبو الظهور، وهذا المعبر استمر فتحه أسبوع، واستقبلنا مئات العائلات السورية التي جاءت من محافظة إدلب إلى المناطق التي يسيطر عليها الجيش السوري. من هنا أقول أن إذا كان لابد من عمل عسكري فهذا العمل ضروري لمواجهة جبهة النصرة. أما الفصائل الراغبة بالتسوية فعليها أن تعلن موقفها وأن تقوم بالتزاماتها في عملية المصالحة.
In a statement to journalists following his meeting with the presidential political and media advisor, Dr. Buthaina Sha'ban, American Senator Richard Black said that the Western peoples should understand that militants in Idlib are all fighting under the umbrella of Al-Qaeda-linked Jabhat al-Nusra terrorist organization, stressing that Syria has the right to get all its lands back and live in peace following years of war, pointing out that the United States should work with Syria to liberate Idlib's population taken by terrorists as human shields. The U.S. Senator affirmed that there is a certain party in the American administration that wants the war in Syria to continue. He warned against the danger of the information about the British intelligence intention to prepare a fabricated chemical attack in Idlib, as to blame the Syrian government for the attack and justify an aggression against Syria. Black made it clear that he feels safe among the Syrians as long as the Syrian army is sparing no effort as to eliminate the extremists who came from more than 100 countries and who were recruited, trained, and funded by the Western intelligence bodies which sent them to different parts of the world to disseminate terrorism. Up next is a statement by U.S. Senator Richard Black to journalists.
The purpose in my visit is to achieve peace. Syria has been at war for 7 years, going on 8 years now, and the war is coming to a conclusion. If we can drive Al-Qaeda out of Idlib, then I think the war will come to an end. People need to understand, particularly people in the West, that today all rebel forces in Idlib are under the unified command of al-Jawlani. And al-Jawlani is the head of Al-Qaeda. Now, they call it al-Nusra. They keep changing the name, but it's still Al-Qaeda. And so al-Jawlani commands every terrorist group in Idlib. Al-Jawlani was a major figure in ISIS, and he is the top commander of Al-Qaeda in Idlib province. So you have a pyramid, and at the very top is this man from Al-Qaeda. Now, in the United States, back in 2001, Al-Qaeda flew jets into the Twin Towers and into the Pentagon. They killed 3,000 Americans, left them in flames. They were running down the hall screaming and in flames. They were jumping from buildings to keep from being burned alive. And now there's talk that one of these fake gas attacks might be staged by British MI6 agents and blamed on Syria, just like it's done over and over, a false flag gas attack, and that then the coalition would begin firing missiles at Syria. I hope this does not happen, because I don't want to see American missiles being used to support al-Jawlani and the al-Qaeda terrorists who are in charge of Idlib. We need to be working together with Syria to try to liberate the good people. There are many, many good people in Idlib who have been forced there, and they're captured by the terrorists. The terrorists, many places, they won't let them escape because they want human hostages. But the people want to get out. They want to be free. They don't want to live under terror anymore. They don't want to be arrested for no reason at all. Mm-hmm. So I'm very concerned about Idlib. I just hope I know President Trump has said we want to get out of Syria very soon, and I hope that he is strong-willed enough to overcome some of his staff who would continue the war for 100 years if they could. But I believe that in the end, Syria will win the battle for Idlib.
The local residents of Mhardeh in Hama cheer, expressing joy as Syrian army convoy was passing across their streets heading to Idlib. Here is the video. Watch it. Under the patronage of Minister of Higher Education, Dr. Atif al-Naddaf, the International Education Forum was held at Damaroz Hotel in Damascus. More than 70 participants from state and private universities took part in the forum, in addition to the country's largest companies in economic and social sectors, the most important training centers and banks and insurance companies with expertise to introduce the universities, their specializations and departments, labor market needs, opportunities, and mechanism of academic choice. The event included offers for visitors of the exhibition, such as registration in many courses in different fields, such as languages, computers at suitable prices, and other activities in English language with a group of students. Join us.
I get here to Damaroz just for some scholarships, and just yesterday I attended a session for Mr. Safwan Al-Qaddura. It was useful. It was about golden chances but no receivers. I get a lot of inspired.
Here is Yusra. Here we are in Damaroz Hotel. I came here to attend this fair. There is some chances for job. I could find some. I applied for some, and I'll wait for the response.
Hello, it's me Azzat. I'm 22. I study English literature at Damascus University, and I work as an English tutor as well. I just come to Damaroz in order to attend the exhibition, and I got a lot of scholarships and a lot of, let's say, for jobs, and I registered for them.
The Arab Republic of Egypt participates in the 60th edition of Damascus International Fair, being held at the International Fairground City. On this occasion, an Egyptian delegation visited Syria, and the embassy of the Arab Republic of Egypt held a reception which was attended by Syrian and Egyptian diplomats, businessmen, journalists, and artists. We were there.
طبعا المشاركة دي المفروض انها طبيعية ومن زمان في معرض دمشق الدولي، يعني لانه حتى افتكر ان في توأمة بينه وبين معرض القاهرة الدولي، او اقيموا هم في تقريبا في زمن واحد من سنوات طوال يعني. وكان ليس مقصورا فقط على حضور وفود رسمية، ولكن كان وفود شعبية. بس نظرا للظروف الحالية اللي احنا نرجو انها تزول سريعا ان شاء الله وتعود الامور الى طبيعتها وكما كانت من قبل. الواحد وحشته الحياة في الشام دمشق كما في سوريا كلها من اولها لاخرها. ان شاء الله انا جاي خصيصا يعني لافتتاح المعرض، ولكن خلاف ذلك انا جيت عشان اشوف الاهل والاصحاب اللي ما شفتهمش بقالي زمان.
سبب الزيارة طبعا هو اني احضر افتتاح معرض دمشق الدولي، لانه ده حدث الحقيقة بيؤكد ان سوريا بتعود مرة اخرى للحياة الطبيعية، وانها هيحصل تعمير وهيحصل تغيير، وانه البلد في حالة تطور للأحسن. فأنا بحب أكون مع سوريا في كل مناسبة حلوة، يعني في كل شيء جميل. أنا جيت كذا مرة، أنا جيت في العيد الوطني كان في حفلة في قلعة حلب حضرتها، وجيت في عيد الفنانين قبل كده وفي عيد الإعلاميين، يعني في أكتر من مناسبة. الحقيقة كل المناسبات الحلوة لسوريا هتلاقي فيها دايما إلهام شاهين. متعاطفة جدا معاها، سعيدة بموقفها، يعني العزة والإباء والكرامة، إنه بلد لم ترضخ لأي دولة كبرى، بلد قرارها بإيدها رغم كل الظروف، رغم طبعا في عقوبات، في حاجات كتير ممكن تضايقهم وتأذيهم، لكن رغم كده أنا محترمة جدا موقف سوريا. فأنا معجبة بيه، أنا معجبة بهذا الموقف ومتعاطفة معاه، ومش هنسمح لأي دول كبرى تجيب ناس مأجورة عشان تقتل ولادنا وتخرب حياتنا وتخرب منشآتنا، لأنه في الآخر هذا المأجور، لأنه في أنا عرفت إن في عدة جنسيات الحقيقة مأجورة بتحارب ضد سوريا. أكيد مش هيكون قلبهم على الشعب السوري ولا على منشآته ولا على قد إيه خسر، لأن دي مهنتهم. في كارثة في هذا الزمن إن الحرب أصبحت مهنة.
This occasion is basically to welcome the Egyptian delegation that is participating in the Damascus International Fair. We have like basically two elements. We have some businessmen that they're arriving from Egypt, they're Egyptian businessmen, and we also have some Syrian businessmen, but we consider them Egyptians. So they've been living there for almost like more than 10 years, so they're like almost binational. Like, you know, we consider them Egyptians, but you also consider them Syrians.
Well, international exhibition, this is 60th exhibition of by the government of Syria. And just today I went in the preparation phase and saw that, you know, lot many stalls are already settled. Too many countries are there to participate in this. What amazed me is that the Syrian government and the people of Syria are engaged in these activities which are progressive in their nature and which shows the strength of the will and the character of the nation, because these activities, after 8 years of long war, to undertake with this energy and this volume is not easy. I must give this credit to the nation of people of Syria, and also to the government of Syria, the president himself, to leading the nation in a very brave way.
For us, it signals a big message to all those conspire against us that Syria is down, that we are up and running again, economically, socially, and of course politically. And in terms of liberating our land, we're also going ahead.
A lot of Egyptian people came to the exhibition, the Damascus exhibition in the 60th round. This is a very important exhibition, and we expect a lot of people, more than 1,000 people from different countries are coming here to watch the economic growth of Syria after the war on the terrorists in 7 years, and now we see that the economy is growing, the people are happy, and we as industrialists are sharing in this exhibition in more than 25,000 meters, plus a lot of people from Egypt, from Jordan, from Iraq, from all the friendly countries with Syria are coming also to participate in this exhibition, and we think that this exhibition will be a very big success, more than the one, the 59th exhibition. This one, because now the victory of Syria is already looming, Damascus is safe altogether. Last year, the Ghouta was not yet. You remember last year there were some bombs on the exhibition, and this year we think that the peace and many companies participating with us will show a big economic success.
I would like to thank the artists who came from Egypt, because they came to support this event. This means that Egypt and Syria are so always together, especially in the war of 1973. Syria and the military of Syria and military of Egypt were fighting against Israel. So it means that Egypt and Syria are always together. So no doubt that all the Egyptian people support Syria.
This event is for the opening of the Damascus Fairground tomorrow. So they prepare, I think, a delegation, Egyptian delegation, to participate in the fair. And this is a good beginning for Syria. This is the second year. Last year it was a very good exhibition. It was a successful fair where there is a lot of participated from a lot of states. Egypt one of them, which is good, and that's encouraged also and enhance the relation from the beginning, and I think this is a good step for the future of Syria.
At the opening ceremony of the 60th Damascus International Fair, journalists Vanessa Billy and Eva Karin Bartlett, along with MP for Aleppo Faris Shahabi, talk about their impression regarding this important economic event. Just watch.
Where's Eva?
Well, first of all, I was looking at the flags, and I see a lot of the flags of countries that refuse to bow to imperialism flying high. It's nice to see. But I think, although there's still a lot to see, what's most poignant is that this could not have happened if the terrorist factions were still occupying eastern Ghouta and south of Damascus. So this is really a momentous event, because this is showing that Syria is rebuilding, and Syria is alive, and the imperialist project, the Zionist project, did not work.
Agreed. I mean, it's just extraordinary to walk into this place after everything we all witnessed, and most of all the Syrians have endured for the last 6 years, and to see this happening, what, 3 months after the liberation of eastern Ghouta? I mean, this is Syria. This is Syria rising out of the destruction that the West and its client states have tried to create here. This is Syria's victory. Everywhere in Syria, not only in Damascus, this is the real victory of just being alive, not only being alive, but bringing something like this to life. It's incredible.
And if I could just add on to that briefly, I think later on when we see all the people here, we'll see this diversity and beauty that is Syrian culture.
And it's all people from all classes of society, from all sectors of society. This is Syria, and I'm so proud to be here at this moment. Absolutely.
I've been here, I think 5 or 6 years ago. There was again a fair, and after that years of war, I'm very happy to see the same scene again here, because Syria spent really bad times, And now today I see that the life is back here in Syria, and we see many people here, and we see many flags from around the world. That means everything is going to be all right for Syria and for Syrians.
I thought you were in Canada. I saw your picture on your mom. And you also. Without any notice. Okay, this is Damascus International Fair. It's the 60th edition. Of course, as you know, last year it started again after 6 years of absence due to terrorism. Terrorists were around this area, like a mile away from here. Now it's completely free. We expect high, participation from many countries, many local firms also, more than last year. And for us, it's not about really buying or selling and making money. It's about a political statement. It's an economic statement that we won this war, and we will win also the reconstruction war. And this is just one proof of it, this fair. So I hope you all enjoy it.
Under the patronage of President Bashar al-Assad, the 60th edition of Damascus International Fair, under the motto, "The Glory of Orient Starts from Damascus," is being held at the International Fairground City with the participation of 48 foreign and Arab countries and a big number of trade and industrial companies. Damascus International Fair represents one of the most important windows through which Syria tries to contact with friendly and brotherly countries in order to introduce the available great opportunities of investments in Syria. The return of Damascus International Fair, which is considered as the oldest in the region after its stop because of the terrorist war on Syria, is an indication that Syria became safe, and the participation of delegations from the world countries proves that. Enjoy watching the following video. And finally, the Syrian cuisine is an authentic and varied cuisine. It takes its diversity from the Syrian nature, regions and cities, as every Syrian city and region has its own distinctive cuisine. This made the Syrian cuisine very rich with its many varied and delicious dishes. What distinguishes the Syrian cuisine is a number of old, innovative and unique heritage dishes well known according to their regions, in addition to the most famous Syrian Oriental sweets known all over the world. Just join us. Dear viewers, that was our program, Syria Insider Weekly for today. Thank you for watching. Till next week, all the best and goodbye.